You know, we could all use a little bestie, and you know my bestie, that is Westy. Westy is bestie. This is a West Coast Pale featuring one of my favorite hops, Strata. I love me some Strata. And it's from a name that you might not know about, but you should. Fonta, Flora, out of North Carolina. Not really Charlotte, not really Asheville, somewhere kind of middle-ish. I'll let you know how to get familiar with their name, and I'll let you know how to get some swag from Cowboys, because the Cowboys need some besties too. We'll do all that right after the group song. And welcome back into the Upstate Studio with your Shirley Nutmeg 2 Palmetto. Yes, Westy is bestie. This is the latest example of that from the very well-regarded Fauna Flora out of western central North Carolina, we'll say. It's very much east or northeast of Asheville, and it's very much west of Charlotte. So they're not really. They're in Morganton, if I'm not mistaken. They're kind of in their own area of the state. They're not really in either of those metropolitan areas. But anyway, something that's not metropolitan are the Cowboys and their brand. You can rep them. If you ride for that brand, head on down in the description below. Click the link. Use code Nutmeg15, Nutmeg15, Nutmeg15 one more time for everyone in the back to get a 15% discount off checkout off anything from Cowboy Revolution. So yeah, Westy is bestie, and we're going to bundle up since I imagine by the time you see this review, it'll still be winter-ish. Maybe not for Dave's TV in Florida, but for anyone north of Florida, it might be still might be a little on the cooler side. So we're gonna bundle up with hop quilt. What else could keep you warmer than a quilt made of hops? I swear I haven't drank anything yet today. So it's quite the intricate can. So you know what we do to give you a closer look of that can. We take you on a trip around Canada on the Shane can. So yeah, hop quilt. You can see that kind of blanket looking logo in the middle with the hop that actually kind of looks very crystalline, crystallite, something. Fonta Flora Brewery. And on the side, nothing other than the government warning, brewed in can in, it says Nebo, North Carolina. I've never heard of that town before. I'm pretty sure they're in Morganton. A West Coast Pale Ale dry hopped with citra and strata, brewed with water from our wells and 77% local ingredients. On Untapped, not a whole lot. A West Coast style Pale Ale dry hopped with citra and strata. 416 total, 405 unique check-ins, and 367 ranked, 3.77. So it's not super stupendous, but it's pretty respectable. It's getting up close to that 4 range. If it's good, I'll obviously do my part and try to improve that. And like I said in the open, one of my favorite hops, Strata. I love me some Strata. So we will. That bottle opener, that can opener has failed me the last few videos I recorded, so we'll just go old school, and we'll give our ode to One Flight Down with a Shakuk. That was pretty good Shakuk. Hard pour, you know where we're at, into the West Coast IPA Beer Fest glass from Goodword Brewing. And I will say, and you can kind of see that already, as the head runs up, and gives me another example to tell you all that the bubbles on the glass being a dirty glass is a bullshit theory. Anyway, I look at the pictures on Untapped, and some of them look like they got a pretty good cloud to them. One of them actually looks pretty clear, but a couple of them actually look... actually, that's weird. And one of those pictures looks very similar to my living room. It's not my living room, but it looks similar enough that I had to question it. Anyway, 2 of them look like they got a pretty decent cloud to it, so... we'll see how this, how my eyes and this glass reflect it, because it's not completely clear, but the light gets through it a lot more than the 2 of those pictures would suggest. Yeah, there's quite a bit of light that gets through there. I mean, I can definitely see some cloud. I can definitely see a lot of cloud in there. The head very much is diaper white. But yeah, there's a noticeable cloud, although I can see, it says Good Word on the bottom of the glass because they hosted that festival. I can see the back of the Good Word logo So it's clear-ish. It's got some clarity. Not a ton of clarity, but it's got some clarity. As we say, close enough for government work, am I right? All right. Let's get the aromatics before people light me up. It does have that pine straw, resiny, raw citrus type of note to it. Very clean. Smells a bit thin. It's got like like that piney thickness, but the beer itself smells thin. That's kind of where I like to live when it comes to West Coast IPAs, because I do not want it to be overpowering. And I just realized I never told you the gravity. Well, Untappd says 5.4. I don't remember seeing it on the can anywhere though. And I'll tell you another funny story. I got this at Grateful Brew. I bought a 4-pack of it, and I've got all 4 of them sitting in the fridge because I didn't want to drink one casually and ruin the review. So I've been like really looking forward to this, reviewing this so I can just drink those other 3. Anyway, yes, smells like a Westie should. Cheers. I don't know why I made a mess of myself there. Alright, I'm going to take a 3rd sip because my brain and my palate kind of got mismatched between those 2 sips. So for me, this has a lot of floral and herbal notes to it. More so than I would liken to something of an Italian Pilsner, maybe even German Pilsner. It's got a big hop profile to it, but it's supported by a lot of those more floral herbal notes. So I like, it's kind of to the point where it's kind of making my brain want to push it away from an IPA category. So like the pininess is very much overtaken by those. I'm not getting a lot of the pininess. I'm not getting a lot of sharp hop flavors. It tastes grassy. It tastes floral. It tastes herbal. So it kind of reminds, like the body reminds me of an IPA. It's got an IPA's body, but the flavor reminds me more of a German or Italian Pilsner. So, wrap your heads around that one if it makes sense, because I know it probably doesn't sound like it makes a ton of sense, but that's what I'm getting off of it. And you can lambast me for it if you will, because that's what I'm getting off of it. It's not a bad beer. I just don't know if the flavor stacks up to a West Coast IPA. The aroma did, and the body does, but the actual flavor leads me towards other styles. So it's a little bit of an oddity for sure. Nevertheless, it's still fairly crushable. It's still tasty, just not what I was expecting. So I'll have no problem finishing it, and eventually I'll just work through those other cans I got in the fridge. One more time, if you ride for the brand, head on down in the description below, click the link, use code Nutmeg15. That is Nutmeg15, Nutmeg15 for everyone in the back, to get a discounted checkout off anything from Cowboy Revolution. Cheers, friends. See you next time.